that's why to me it feels a little bit like I'm kind of half in, half out because I don't consider myself like an accelerator specialist. That's not all I do. But
Yeah.
the stuff that I've released and the stuff that I put out, it's crazy to me like how well received it's been and how excited people get over it.
Hmm.
And then the more involved I am in the community, the more I'm seeing people making all this crazy stuff, the Acceleracers, Tone's necklace, right?
Yeah.
All of this stuff, and it's like, wow, like I can't believe the community is this active and we have this many people who are kind of they have their fingers in every part of the pot, right? So we're getting a lot of cool stuff.
Right.
We're getting a lot of cool
Right.
stuff.
Hello and welcome to the Squared Corner podcast. I'm your host, JayCee Squared, where I will be interviewing guests from the Hot Wheels community and beyond. Today's guest I have with me is Thomas, aka SuparRobo. Welcome on, dude.
How's it
How you
going?
doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's going great. Give us a little bit of who you are for those that may not know you right
Yeah.
off the bat.
So it's kind of interesting being here as part of the Acceleracers community because I always kind of felt Acceleracers was always part of my childhood and but I never really considered myself that really plugged into the community too much until recently when I started I guess building a little more things that had more to do with the Acceleracers universe. So it's pretty cool. I consider myself a model builder. So I've been in model building for pretty much my whole life now that I think
Mm,
about it. But just recently, I've been doing a lot of Acceleracers builds, a lot of customs for stuff, especially I think a lot of people haven't seen before. So it's been pretty cool.
ooh. Yeah, yeah. For those that may not know, he also has done the stickers, or he started the stickers, I think, for the back windshield of Power Rage. And I remember buying some from you for my little dinky Civic over here. That we'll say it's close enough, I guess. And put them on there, and they still look good. I had to rebuy them, but that was because it's 3 years
Yeah,
ago or something.
yeah.
So it's crazy. We've been in this for a while. Um, but yeah, let's start at model building. How did you get into model building in
So
general?
I'm sure my story is pretty similar to a lot of guys. I started out with Gunpla or Gundam, super popular, especially nowadays. Like back when I was little, starting model
Mm,
building, it really wasn't like a mainstream thing in the West. But now you can pretty much buy that stuff. You can buy Gundam kits at like Target or Walmart, just anywhere now. So it's really become really mainstream. From there, Gundam model building is pretty basic. A lot of it's just open the box and you can pretty much snap that stuff together without any paints or glue. And then from
mm,
there, as I got older, I became more of a car enthusiast. And then started doing a lot of model building for cars. There's a huge model building really is a very deep rabbit hole once you get into it. You
mm,
go from very basic, just snap fit kits to buying a whole bunch of aftermarket parts. There's a lot of custom work that goes into stuff like
mm.
that.
Interesting, interesting. I don't know if you've seen my infamous stream of me trying to do the Speed Racer
Oh
Mach
yeah,
5 model kit. I didn't know what I was getting myself in for. I was like, yeah, it's a
yeah,
model, I probably snap it together like
yeah,
Lego. Oh, it's not like Lego at all. That thing
yeah,
scarred me. It was so funny. Everyone on stream was like, JC, I thought you said this was a quick 2 hour. It's been
yeah.
9. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I
It
know.
depends on what you choose. Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. It's like intense Legos sometimes, and depending
Yeah,
on what kit you choose, right? So a lot of manufacturers have those snap kit models where it literally comes out of the box all in the right color. You snap it together. You could do it in like two
yeah.
hours, but I'm sure the Mach 5 you got probably was a little more advanced than that.
It was not. You had to
Yeah,
paint it too, and I didn't
yeah,
expect that. So I bought some paint, and I was thinking, oh yeah, this will be really easy. But then I was like, okay, this enamel paint is not working. It's like really
yeah.
crusty. I mean, it's not. It was not the best experience for a first experience, that's for sure. I think, funnily enough, my first ever model build was the Mach 6 back when the 2008 movie came out, and I also was super
Yeah,
frustrated with
yeah.
that one. And I thought maybe I was just a kid. I grew up. I can do
No, same.
this.
I remember as a kid, yeah, I built like a DeLorean from Back to the Future, and it came together horribly. There's glue marks everywhere. But then I tried again,
Yeah.
when you're older and think like, oh, I have all the proper tools now. It's still hard. It's still always,
It's still
yeah,
super hard and meticulous. You guys, you have so much patience, so much
yeah,
patience.
yeah.
Seriously, it's commendable. How did you find this rabbit hole? Did you just sort of just discover it as you were a kid and stuff, and then it just kept growing and
Yeah,
growing?
you know what's funny about I think my journey being a builder, a lot of people like to go through it very structured, like we'll watch all the tutorials,
Mm-hmm.
you'll buy all the tools ahead of time and everything. I was never really like that. I think I consider myself very self-taught, which is I guess, one of the big reasons I'm still using a lot of tools that I kind of grew up with, and I kind of refuse to upgrade because I'm just like, this is
Mm.
how I've always built. So like a lot of people really, everything that I build, all of my kits are all done with rattle cans. So it's literally all just spray paint cans. That's super basic and easy to
Oh,
use.
okay.
But a lot of modelers by my level would have moved on to an airbrush like years ago.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
just one of those things. Like I feel like I've gotten pretty good at building with just what I have. So I kind of stick to what
Mm-hmm.
I know. But there's so much out there as far as like techniques, tools, specialty things.
Yeah,
It really is a really deep rabbit hole, and a lot of people really like to go in for the traditional approach, where I'm
yeah,
gonna buy the top airbrush set, and I'm gonna get all the fancy tools and things like that to get it going. But I was
yeah.
never kind of like that. I was just I'll use what I have, and then once I feel like I've reached a limit to what I can build, then I'm gonna start looking into getting more things or getting different tools.
Mm, mm. That's interesting. Well, that's really good to hear. Um, we're gonna talk about how you got into the big stuff with Hot Wheels in a second, but first we gotta talk about how did you even discover Hot Wheels,
Yeah,
maybe?
I grew up with it as a kid. I remember I was probably 5 or 6 when World Race came out, and I was all in on everything World Race. Like I had my parents buy me
Mm-hmm.
everything World Race related. Like back then, the marketing was insane. They had World Race everything, like lunch
Yeah,
bags, all the DVDs that were out, right? Little keychains, whatever you name it, I had it. So I loved the story, and I think growing up as a kid, World Race was one of those things. I feel like nowadays it's not the same with a lot of the media that's coming out. It felt like Bionicle,
yeah,
where a lot of what
yep,
this media it would be really deep in the lore, right? Like there's so much story for you to discover behind World Race with the comics, with the movies,
mm-hmm.
and then same thing for things like Bionicle and Transformers. So I was always super into it. And after that, I was so bummed. I remember I would watch the movies, Acceleracers on Cartoon Network when they aired. And I remember watching the Ultimate Race on Cartoon Network as it aired
Wow,
and thinking, yeah, I
that's
remember
crazy.
as a kid getting to the end of the movie and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't is there more? Like what's going on? Little did I know that was it. That was the end of it. After
Yeah,
that, I could never get into like Battle Force 5 or any of that, even though I saw it, I
yeah,
saw it airing, but I kind of my Hot Wheels era was 100% started with World Race and then ended with Ultimate Race.
yeah, yeah. So, so does any of the other Hot Wheels stuff still interest you today? I know they have, I don't know, just other media. I guess. Are you excited about live action shows? I know they're coming up with the live action
Yeah,
show and the
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Geez, what have they've come out with a lot, I think since World Race and all that. Um, and I know Hot Wheels has done a lot of promotions with their stunt teams and stuff like that, right? That was a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But I would see it on the sides, but I wouldn't be super into it. I think
yeah.
there's a magic that came from Acceleracers and from World Race that I feel like we're never going to see again. It really
Mm,
was like a
mm,
one-time thing,
yeah.
and that's what makes it so special.
Mm, that's good. And then, what made you want to do, well, first, I guess the first one with the model making, what made you want to go and make this hollow backed
You still have
metal
you still have
maniac?
your pop racer, nice.
Yeah, I still have mine. I was planning on
Yeah.
doing it. I'm too lazy. I gotta admit, I'm just too lazy.
It's a lot of
You're
work. When I got into it, I didn't think it'd be that much work. Yeah, for that one, the Hollowback particularly, I remember I think I saw that toy at Walmart, just in the store. I remember thinking like, wow, I know this mold. I feel like I know like all all the
Mm-hmm.
Acceleracer cars pretty well, and I was thinking like that's really interesting that Hot Wheels decided to use Hollowback as one of
Yeah.
their larger scale pop racer cars. So in my mind, I was like, oh, so they haven't forgotten completely about the franchise if they're still using some of that stuff. And then
Yeah.
recently, when they came out with all the Accelerator skins on the Unleashed, yeah, it was
Unleashed.
so good. I can't believe they
Yeah.
actually went back and did all that stuff. But no, when I saw the Hollowback, and I was thinking like it was Hollowback is roughly the same scale as a lot of the model cars that I build. So when I'm building for commission or if I'm building for shows, it's that scale, 1 to 24th scale. So I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, huh, a lot of my spare parts would probably work on this. So I could probably get it wheels, I could probably get it seats, all the interior stuff that I would need. And I could
Yeah.
just, have a whack at it. And the toy itself is so cheap. It's like $5, $10. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was $10. I picked one up, like I said, just because I thought maybe I could
Right.
do this. And that was before. That was actually before I saw your thing, and I was like, yeah, I could
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
do this. Maybe I just gotta drill some holes. I never did it. I never did.
I know. I'm sure a lot of us saw it and was like, "Wow, that's crazy." But I figured
Mm-hmm.
I'd give it a shot, and it turned out pretty good. I'm so sad I don't even have like any of the ones that I built. I built three of them already, but I sold all of them.
Yeah.
Since I was really
Wow.
surprised that how well received it was, that everybody seemed to like it, and a lot of people are asking me for it. So I'm like, oh, I can build another one whenever I want, so I might as well build them to sell for now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's three of them out there.
Yeah, I know one of them we actually got to see because I got to meet you at the Hot Wheels Legends
Yeah, Nelson
tour
Guido.
in
Yeah,
California.
yeah, yeah. That was
Oh
dope.
man,
That was my first time seeing the 1-to-1 Diora too. I've been chasing that car down for
really?
years. I remember everybody always said it was at the Peterson right here in California. So I was like, oh, I'll go to the
Yeah.
Peterson and I'll check it out. But I didn't know that Peterson had like a whole vault section underneath that they keep a lot of their old
Oh,
cars, and the Diora 2 is not always
yeah.
on show. So I know the museum keeps the
Mm.
car, but like I never got to see it in all my years. So that time when we went to the Hot Wheels headquarters, it was the first time I saw it. It's crazy. It was like a childhood dream. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So what made you want to go to that? How did you find out about Legends Tour that
Actually,
day? I don't know if I remember asking you
yeah, yeah.
that
You
or
know what's
not.
funny? It was because of the Hollowback that I had built for a customer, Reese. I'm sure you know him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes. That's right.
that was his. That
Yes.
that model was his. So he had reached out and he was letting me know that he's from somewhere out, I think in the Midwest or East Coast.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pennsylvania.
So,
Yeah.
so he was
Yeah.
saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be in California. Why don't we just go ahead and meet up, and that way he can just pick up the car that way instead of me having to ship it." And funny story, I
Mm.
think the second or third car that I sold, or I think the third one, I had to ship to Australia. He had to ship it back to me
Whoa.
because shipping completely destroyed it. So yeah, he had literally shown me
Oh,
the car after it had arrived, like the
dang.
wheels had fallen off, the roll cage was busted. Like it looked like they played football with that thing.
Man.
It was crazy. Um, so for
Jeez.
that reason, I was more than happy to meet Reese out and El Sangudo to pass off directly. That way we don't have to deal with any of the shipping problems.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Well, it was great though, because I mean that was also the first time I got to see one of them in person. I remember reporting
Mm.
on it at one point, and then when we actually saw them, I was like, "Holy crap, that's you! This is all insane!" Like I was genuinely shocked how many of y'all were
Yeah,
out there that day. Like you, Metrometrics. I mean, everybody was out there. It's a whole customizer
yeah.
community. Everyone's in LA. What the heck? What's going on?
No, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool meeting you and everybody else, and seeing the 1-to-1 twin mill. All of those cars that I've always seen. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
growing up. So I'm just baseline a huge car enthusiast. So the fact that it was a car show on its own, hosted by Hot Wheels, super
Mm-hmm.
amazing. So super cool event.
Yeah. I do have to ask. You have a
Yes,
Lotus. What a Lotus, not
Evora.
Elise. Uh,
Yeah.
there you go. So, would you ever enter that into the show? I know technically they won't choose it, but it's got Teku
Yeah,
stickers
yeah.
and
You
stuff.
know
So
what's
I
so funny?
mean,
When I learned about the show and I learned that it was like you could enter your car for the car show. I literally looked into it the night
yeah.
before, like, oh shit, can I still enter? But they had closed registration like a month or two ago. So if I had known about it
Ah,
ahead of time, yeah, 100%, I would have gone.
all right. We'll have to maybe this year. Maybe
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
I hope to be out there again. I know spoilers. I don't know if you remember spoilers. I think he's putting his Buick
Oh,
Skylark in as
nice.
well. to be in that show. So get Metal Maniac and Teku at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
What the heck? What's going on? But yeah. So let's talk about some of the Hot Wheels original stuff, and especially that other than the Hollowback now, because we talked about that one. Was that
That was
1/24
1/24th. Yeah,
scale?
yeah.
1/24th scale. Talk about the 1/18th Deora 2
Yeah.
customs that you just recently did, which are just probably the coolest thing ever, honestly.
Yeah,
Golly,
yeah,
those are
I'm glad
good.
everybody received it really well. Actually, I have my copy here, so this is the only one that I'm not selling, my own personal.
That is nice. Yeah, I would. That's
Even though
crazy.
I really wanted to, I wanted to do it for myself, mostly because I've been thinking about a project like this for a long time, and for the longest time, I just thought,
Yeah,
I wasn't good enough to do it, and I don't want to ruin. I'm sure you know these cars, the base models are like $300.
pretty
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
Pretty expensive. Yeah, I have mine and it's
Uh,
broken. Like I bought this off of
uh,
Facebook, and a lot of pieces are missing, scratched, but I was like, hey, $40 is
That's good.
$40. I'll
40
take it,
bucks is a steal. Yeah.
So I know, right? So, but maybe it's a little rough shape, but I still
Yeah.
I
You know
treasure
what's
this
funny?
thing
I
immensely.
just the other day I found I literally have another one sealed in the box this whole time.
Oh my!
I know,
What?
right?
What? Where did this come from?
I know.
So you didn't lose anything. You have the Teku one, and you have the
Yeah,
real life
yeah,
looking
yeah, yeah.
one. That's
But
cool. Oh
I
man.
dug that last one out of storage because I'm really debating. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it yet, but I'm really thinking I want to do a Wave Rippers version. So
Ah,
maybe.
oh man, I would cry. I would cry. It's so good. It's like I don't know. It's the same reason as like I want them to put a Wave Rippers stuff on the real
Right.
Diora too, but then I'm like, but then they have to paint over the original
Yeah, yeah.
pinstriping, and that's really annoying.
I know that 1-to-1 scale is iconic by now. But
It's so good. Yeah.
on Reddit, actually, one of the other users overused. I'm sure you know him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Overuse.
yeah. So
100%.
he helped me out with the last 1/18th Dior that I built by printing some 3D printing some movie accurate wheels. The Dior's
Yeah.
wheels and ignition were like one-off wheels that we didn't see on anything else, right?
Right.
So he was really cool about
Right.
upscaling them up because he had built them in 1/64 scale. So he scaled them up for me to 1/18, and they worked really, really well. So the
That's
reason
awesome.
now that I have his help, and he was more than happy. He said to print me more stuff if I ever need it. Now that I have somebody who can do custom work, I was
Hmm.
thinking I could probably print some 1/18 scale Dior 2 wheels from World Race, the six phone dial wheels. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I would actually. I want
yeah,
that
right,
now.
right.
All right. You know what? Take it. Take it. Take it. I want the Wave Rippers one. I want the 5 dots. Oh, my Lord. I want them to rip those 10 spoke or 8 spokes off of the real
Right.
one and put some 5 dots on it so bad. That's the one change I think everyone would
Yeah,
be
they're
cool with, is
iconic.
putting some freaking dials on there. Golly, it would be so
Yeah.
nice. Ugh. But again, I know you're charging a pretty penny, and for good reason for
Yeah,
those.
I was
So,
really kind of worried when
um,
I put up the price for them, because I wasn't sure. This sort of thing, it's so hard to gauge how to price customs. And a
yeah.
lot of people, there's sort of like a baseline, I think, for 1/64, since a lot of people do custom Teku
Mhm.
Deora to use in that scale. But for
Mhm.
this scale, no one's really done it before, so I was like, I don't really know what would be fair, but I kind of just priced it out thinking I don't really want to do too many of these because it takes so long. It
Yeah.
takes about like a month to go through the whole
Yeah.
process.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
time. That's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
time.
Because a lot of the work on here, it's all paint. So really, I end up having to mask every bit of detail that comes up from the blue gradient to the
Oh.
orange lines. All of this is layers
Oh,
on layers.
whoa. So none of that is water
It's
slide
only
then. There's no
it's
decal
only the
work?
like Teku or the logo stuff that's water slide, but everything else, all of the
Okay,
base colors,
okay.
it's all paint. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So
wow.
that's why
That's
this stuff
cool.
takes forever. If it was just water slides, it might have been a little bit easier. I could just lay on the pinstripes, right?
Yeah.
But because it's all paint and I
Yeah.
wanted all the colors to match, it's literally all layers on layers of masking.
Gosh. So that's why it looks so darn freaking good.
Yeah.
That's the talent. And do you take the pictures yourself and go out and stuff? Did you learn
Yeah.
photography a little bit for scale
Yeah, yeah.
models?
I was into photography since I was a kid, and I kind of whenever we go to car meets or shows like that, I'll do a lot of photography there. So all it was like scaling it down to to scale
Yeah.
cars. So yeah, I do all that myself. Normally I'll go out to like a parking garage or somewhere quiet that you can still get a nice backdrop with. So that's where I'll
Hmm.
do a lot of my own photo shoots.
Yeah, they look amazing every single time. I'm just like, dang, like what type of camera do you use for that?
Canon T6i. I think I have it around somewhere. It's really nice because it's a
Okay.
good entry level DSLR camera. So for people wanting to get into just shooting something nice, Canon's really
Yeah.
good. I chose it over like a Sony or a Nikon because it little things that are
Hmm.
useful for scale shooting. Something that nobody really talks about, especially for like scale model photo shoots, is you really want
Yeah.
a flip out screen or a touch screen just because when you're on the ground
Mm.
and you're trying to get the right angle and set up your shot,
Yeah.
a flip out screen will go miles for you. It's super helpful.
Mm. 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 That's some good advice. I just wanted to. It was just something I
Yeah.
remembered, and I was like, man, those are so good. I do have to ask because I think someone's gonna ask about it sooner or later. There's a 1/24 scale twin mill out there. Would you
Yes.
ever do
Yes.
that?
They released a red and a green version, I think. And they have like light
Yes.
up
Yeah.
sounds and all the effects
Mm-hmm.
and things. So I've seen that model multiple times at toy shows. I've seen it on eBay. I think every time I've come across it, it's at least $200. So it's pretty
Golly! Woo!
expensive, yeah. And they're charging even more than that for like a nice sealed version because I think there's a box set that comes with the
Gosh,
124th and it gives you a 164th original twin mill. So it looks like an
man.
amazing set, but I've just never I it's been hard for me to justify picking that stuff up. Back in the day
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
remember buying my this sealed Dior 2 from eBay for like 40, $50 back in the day. This is,
Yeah. Yeah.
like 2000, I don't know, 2008 or
Pretty
something
much.
like that. And now I was looking on eBay, impossible under $300. Like, good luck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like I said, Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
go to eBay. It's like the only way you're gonna get under
yeah,
the
yeah.
radar
And get lucky.
because I was so shocked. I think Reese sent me the
Oh, for real.
listing, or maybe it was Ratchet. One of them sent me the listing and was like, "JayCee, you better buy this right now, freaking now, okay? Because you're not getting another
Yeah,
shot at this
yeah.
car."
For real. They don't come up often.
Oh
That's a
my
lucky
goodness.
find.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. We'll have to. You have to get it signed and
yeah,
stuff at
yeah,
some
for
point, you
real.
know.
Once you get a Vert's voice actor on, get him to sign yours sometime. You can meet him.
You know, that's the thing. Like, what do you get them to sign? Like, what do you get people to sign? Do you get them to sign the
Right.
carded? Do you get them
All
to
of it.
sign, the box? Yeah,
Everything.
everything. Yeah, just go and just pay them everything. Just bring it all.
Yeah,
Bring
for
it
real.
all. But anyway. And then there's also, I think, the Spinebuster pop-up racer
Yes.
thing. I don't know if you've
So
seen that one.
apparently it's really rare. I was looking for it
Yeah.
on eBay or like other auction sites, and it just doesn't exist, which is crazy to me. I guess it's an
Mm-hmm.
older molding because they're not releasing it recently. I don't think. Um,
No, not recently. Yeah, it's pretty old. I think it was like a 2010
yeah,
toy or
yeah, yeah.
something like
But
that.
I had some people post them up that they had theirs like their old ones. And for sure I would be down
Mm.
to build one if I get my hands on the base model.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's sweet. There you go, people. Listen, listen and receive. What would be really nice? Recently I did walk through Hobby Lobby and I noticed they have a Hot Wheels model kit, and I thought, finally, maybe they're making Hot Wheels models. Like, no, it was the
Yeah, yeah.
Camaro.
That a lot of Hot Wheels licensed
Wh-
stuff now is all just Camaro and stock car stuff. But they'll have like
Why?
they'll have like Hot Wheels decals on them, you know?
It's like it's so pointless. What's the point of this?
Yeah.
Like, who is this for? The kids is too confused to make these things. I'm telling you right now. So I don't know what adult wants this
Yeah,
Camaro with these shiny
for real.
decals. Oh man, I just like make a Dior 2 model,
Hot Wheels is really
please
reluctant
make a Dior 2.
to make any of larger scales of their original
Mm-hmm.
designs, which is kind of weird. Even a lot of
Yeah,
Hot Wheels 118th lineup, they're 100% Hot Wheels, right? A lot of that stuff is
yeah,
like Ferraris or supercars or whatever stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
It's just under the
Yeah,
Hot Wheels name.
yeah, yeah. I had a Cadillac racer car. I think it was a Le Mans car. I just sold it recently though because I was like, this thing's too big. I have nowhere to
Ah,
put it, and it wasn't the Dior 2.
yeah,
I was like, I don't really need it. Um, You know, so it's stuff like that. I'm like, come on, Hot Wheels. I want bigger scaled Hot Wheels designs, because these guys, you know, they always talk about, and this is like their big spiel. It's like, Hot Wheels designers, we make it and we know where everything is placed. We know where the engine goes. We know where, you know, people sit. We know where the axles are and everything. And then they just make the 1/64th. I'm like, guys, you've designed the car
Yeah,
already. Just make it a little
yeah,
bigger. You've done it how many times? What, they got like 30 cars that are real life Hot Wheels cars. You know, some of them are real cars that were just called Hot Wheels cars. But still, I mean, come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
guys. It just amazes me. We have Dior 2, Twin Mill, Bone Shaker, Loop Coupe, the Dune Buggy, Baja car thing, the Darth
Yeah,
Vader car,
yeah.
even the Darth Vader car. I'm surprised they don't do some type of model kits with these, which are real life
Right.
cars, and makes perfect sense. Bad to the Blade. Again, I'm just naming them
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
bat.
yeah.
You know, it's like, why aren't we making these into stuff for enthusiasts like you, who are making absolutely insane stuff, easier to
Right.
make, a little
Yeah.
bit, a little
Yeah,
cheaper.
for real. Yeah, that's the thing. I model building I think is still really niche, and especially in the States, it's not a big hobby. A lot of the best
Mm,
builders that we see are from overseas. Like the guys in Japan, the stuff that they're doing is insane.
yeah,
Um, and
yeah,
I guess that a lot of the models that we have available, traditionally model building scale is 1/24th scale, right? So a lot of what we have
yeah.
available is most of it's just JDM stuff, like Japanese specific. A lot of the cars that we very specifically get in the States, you can't even find a model of them either, because the Japanese companies don't care. They're only building, they're putting out stuff
Dang,
that's only, Japanese domestic market. So it's tough for us.
that
Yeah, it's
makes
tough for
sense.
us too to find stuff that we want to build out here.
Yeah. What's crazy is, I'm just thinking this, is that it all started with model building technically, because the Diora was a model for AMT
Hmm.
or whatever before it became
Yeah,
a Hot Wheels car.
The
So
Diora
it's
one,
like,
there is an AMT model of it. Yeah.
in fact, it was named Diora because of the model making competition. I don't know if you know the story. Is they had a magazine, and then they voted on a new name for whatever this car
Oh.
was. They didn't even know what the name of the
Uh-huh.
car was, and they got some guy to say, I think it was misspelled of gold in Spanish, and it was
Oh,
Diora.
nice.
So because it was candy gold
Ah,
paint, and that's the little bit of story there for Diora, and that technically it didn't have a name before models AMT made it.
nice.
So it was just called X Tab, and X Tab's not nearly
Yeah,
as
it's
cool,
Diora.
if I'm being honest. Sorry, Diora is just a really
Yeah,
cool name, even if it gets
I'm
confused with
not as
Dora.
familiar with the original Dior story, the old boxy, surf cart.
Yeah,
Definitely, I fell in love with the Dior 2, which is really weird too when I think about it. The Dior 2 is a strange car. It's like a backwards
definitely.
wagon with the cabin in front, right? So it's super not the type of car that I would normally be into, but obviously,
Hmm.
like both of my cars are two door little tiny sports cars, and the Dior is almost considered a truck, right? So yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing to me. Like that's how powerful I think those childhood goggles are for watching World Race and Acceleracers. And you'll love the car anyway, no matter what it is, because it's the hero car.
Mm. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
hero car. I do love it. It is interesting. Every time I think about this car, it's like it shouldn't
yeah,
have worked, but it did
exactly.
somehow. It really
I
shouldn't
feel
have
like it was a
worked.
really bold choice for Hot Wheels to go with the Dior 2 as the hero car for World Race. I mean, like it just doesn't
Hmm.
feel like your traditional, even Slingshot or what's Banji's car? I keep forgetting.
Oh,
Ballistic,
ballistic,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ballistic.
Those are
Yeah,
even more
yeah,
traditional, looking fantasy cars.
yeah, definitely. Um, Man, I'm just trying to think of what else to say now about that. I think we can
Yeah.
move on. But Dior 2 is love. Dior
Oh yeah.
2 is life. We could talk about it forever, honestly. I guess I wonder, would you ever think they would be able to make I don't know if you've seen Mattel Creations. Do you think they'd ever be able to make stuff again for that? You know? I don't know. Just wondering if they would be able to make the bigger stuff
Oh
again.
yeah.
Like this scale without the model making
Yeah.
involved. You think they would ever come back with bigger Hot Wheels? Maybe it would just be a Camaro.
I don't. Hot Wheels isn't making their 1/18th line anymore. I don't think the 100% Hot Wheels stuff they stopped. Yeah,
No.
which is
Yeah.
really a shame because even among like I dabbled a little bit in the diecast collecting community just to see like what people thought, and it seemed as though
Mm-hmm.
100% Hot Wheels line was pretty good. Like people generally thought pretty highly of it. The detail was good, the
Yeah.
price points were good, and they're still considered pretty collectible. So yeah, it is weird to me that Hot Wheels stopped, but I guess there's now on the market, there's so many like Jada's out there with everything. Jada makes so many scale die casts.
Mm.
Every time I
Mm.
go to a toy show or whatever, you just see the shelves filled with everything Jada. Um, and I think M2 makes a lot. So a lot of these other brands that are kind of in
Yeah.
the diecast market, it looks like a lot of them have gone towards the larger scale diecast, like 124, 118 scale, making it
Yeah.
like their game. And Hot Wheels seems to have doubled down
Mm-hmm.
on 164th because like even now the
Yeah.
Hot Wheels game is crazy with people going out there and like literally fighting over treasure hunts and like super treasure hunts, yeah,
Dude.
stuff like that. So
Dude. Yeah.
like Hot Wheels has
Yeah.
no problem keeping themselves in business, but it looks like they've
Mm-hmm.
really gone into all in on making popular castings in their main scale, in 164 scale.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. It sucks, but I really don't think it's probably going to come back for the larger
Mm.
scale stuff. But it's Hot Wheels has so much good IP. Like nobody else has the rights to Diora 2, to
Yeah.
Twin Mill, that
Exactly. I know
they
that's
could
my
do so
issue.
much
Is
with
like,
it, right?
well, Jada makes a
Yeah,
70 Roadrunner.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great, I'm glad they did, but you can't make Twin
Exactly.
Mill and you can't make the Bone
Yeah,
Shaker. I'm so shocked they haven't made a Bone Shaker at this point. They made a Bone Shaker
they
Mega
did.
Blocks
Yes, I
for
saw the
all
Lego
get
one.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm like, what's
yeah.
going on there, guys? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Yeah, now that you mention it, they're going into like Mega Block stuff and they're going into buildable stuff. I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
There was that purple car that looks like a Purple
Purple
Passion. Yeah,
Passion.
I remember
Purple
that was a really
Passion,
iconic
yes.
Hot Wheels design too. But I remember only seeing Bone Shaker and Purple Passion. But like, imagine if they made like a Lego Diora. That'd be insane.
Gosh, I literally told them, please make a Lego Dior to it, but it would be so weird. I feel like the hatch would have to be some type of
Yeah,
one
yeah,
piece or something like a special piece because there's just no way to do that other than some type of weird special
yeah.
gimmick piece that's only for this
Right, right.
set.
Yeah, for real. No, they're coming out with a lot of cool stuff, and I think Hot Wheels is still doing really great. But it's just, I
Hmm.
think for us, like you and I in the Acceleracers community, we have a very specific,
Yeah,
want for what we're looking for.
I have a
Yeah,
need. I have a
yeah.
need. And that's how you're
Yeah,
fulfilling the
yeah.
need. You're just there. You're like, hey, I'll take the money. The Hot Wheels doesn't want it, but I'll take your
Right,
money.
exactly. I'll do it myself. Yeah.
I'll do it myself. Exactly. You just get the
Yeah.
Thanos. That's it. That's it. Speaking of, what got you to do SuparRobo? So SuparRobo, I guess, is your
Yeah.
website, and you obviously sell stickers and you sell well, that's where you do the diecast stuff, and you have a
Yeah.
blog and everything. Tell me about SuparRobo
Yeah,
as this
so
thing.
I've always been into blogging as a kid. There was a really famous Gundam blogger that I followed for a little while. He has since dropped off, but I kind of saw it as my way to continue the carrying the torch because nobody really does blog style reviews anymore. A lot of what you see, everybody's into
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. Everybody's doing toy reviews, that way. So it's
Yep.
all video based, right? So for me, I was
Yeah.
still into photography and still really into writing and blogging a lot. So that started, I think, back in, 2016 or something. And it's Super Robo
Wow.
because originally it started as strictly for Gundam and strictly for the mecha stuff that I was really into. And if you go through
Yeah.
the website right now, you'll see like the Gundam tab still has tons of content. I think there's
Mm-hmm.
over like 300 articles just on Gunpla and stuff like that. So
Wow.
only sort of
Wow.
recently in the last few years that I started really transitioning into cars. So now you'll see, the cars tab is really filled up because I've really been building nothing but scale cars.
Mm-hmm.
But I still use the same platform. It's a really nice way to keep everything in one place. Like you mentioned, the shop is there. So if you want to buy the die
Mm-hmm.
cuts, the decals for Acceleracers, it's all under the shop page. Whenever I do commissions for like the 118 Diora, it's all set up on the shop page. The buyer can just go buy it right there. And everything being run through kind of that one storefront, it seems to make people feel better, than just buying
Mm-hmm.
a $700 car from somebody random on Facebook. So yeah,
That's true. That
yeah.
is true. That is
So
true.
yeah, it's become a business.
Found this sketchy dude on
All right.
Discord, and he asked for $700 and a Diora two scale
Yeah,
model. I don't
yeah.
know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of my way of keeping it all upfront and legitimate, so people can feel good
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, that's awesome. And I've seen you also do
Yeah,
cosplay work. And you go to anime cons and stuff as a
yeah, yeah,
Gundam, which I think is actually super
yeah.
crazy. Like I just dress up as a kid off the block. I look like a Backstreet Boy. You're over here looking like a Transformer. I mean, how did you get into
Yeah,
cosplay?
actually, what year? I don't even remember. 17 maybe, maybe longer than before that. My buddy and I, we made it a mission to every single year we would build a Gundam cosplay for Anime Expo right out here in LA. We've been going every single
Mm,
year. The only year we missed it was 2020 when they canceled it from the pandemic. But we've
yeah.
been, it's the biggest con, I think, in the West Coast. And the LA Convention Center, so massive, massive. You see other cosplayers, lots of cool stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the first year we
Yeah.
decided, we're like, you know what? Well, let's just build a Gundam out of cardboard and duct tape, and we'll take it to the con. And then from there, every year we
Yeah.
kind of evolved and started using new stuff. Like if you go back and look at our first cosplay, it literally was cardboard and duct tape and like house paint, painted over it. We would take like a roller and just put on white house paint. And then we
Right.
eventually kind of developed our skills in building cosplay and started using stuff like foam and proper paint and airbrushing
Mm.
and things like that. So Anime Expo was really cool. We entered a few competitions. I think we placed third at Anime Impulse. We were in
Oh,
the
sweet.
Masquerade 2 or 3 years ago, where they basically have you go on and like do your own performance in your cosplay. So really cool stuff. Yeah, yeah, really cool
Oh.
community. The cosplaying community is pretty great, pretty big. So a lot of people are into it, and ever since we started doing it, it's really cool because we kind of developed that reputation at Anime Expo, and now everybody's like, "Oh, hey, you're the guy
Mm.
that comes in the Gundam outfit every single year." Yeah,
Hey. Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome. I have to ask then, did you ever get to meet the or did you ever get to go to the Ultraman area? Because I don't know if you know, Jeff also
Oh,
works on
does he?
Ultraman, and he
Oh,
was
sick.
there. So if next time you gotta keep in
Oh,
track there
nice.
maybe, because I'm not in LA
Right.
for that. But maybe he'll be out there, and maybe you get to
It's
connect and just be like, "Hey, I'm in a Gundam costume, but actually, I love Hot
yeah, yeah,
Wheels."
yeah. This is our shared connection, right? Yeah, that's funny. Is Jeff working on Ultraman like now, the new show, or?
Oh yeah, he's been working on Ultraman for I think since the
Oh,
new
sick.
reboot.
So he's
Yeah, he's been
nice.
working
He's
on
probably
that.
involved in that Netflix show for Ultraman then, huh? The new one that came out. Sick.
Yes.
What's funny,
Yes.
last year at Anime Expo, yeah, we did go by the Ultraman booth, and it was the coolest thing. I think the Ultraman booth had an official Ultraman cosplayer. Like they backed him, and he was
Mmm.
part of the booth, and we ended up taking a few pictures of them. But I had no idea Jeff was involved. It's a really
Oh.
small world then. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So now I've taught you something, and now we're getting stuff
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
Now we're getting
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
done. Oh man, that's great. Um but yeah, would you ever consider cosplaying as a Hot Wheels character? I know that's a
No,
weird
no.
one because they don't really have mecha
Yeah, yeah.
suits,
Actually,
but
I think your outfit's super cool. Where'd you get the jacket? The vert wheel jacket.
Uh, so, so I got it off of
Oh, sick.
Amazon. I bought like just a standard fleece
Uh-huh.
jacket, and then I drew out a template, and I was like, okay, so this is how Vert's
Yeah.
jacket looks. And this was way before artists and everything, so I was probably the first one to ever like lay it out of what Vert's jacket actually was supposed to look like. And it had so many different details because in different movies it
Hmm.
changes. But for the most part, I think I meshed them all together for that where he has like two zippers here. He's got
Did
zippers
you
on
end
the
up doing all that
side.
work on your own?
Um, so what happened was I don't know anything
Yeah.
about sewing. So I went to my
Oh, nice.
granny and I was like, "Hey, granny, how do we do this?" And she's like, "Okay, so you want to buy this material." And you want to do this, and you want to buy this, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna buy all the materials, and I'll come back. So I bought zippers and cloth and everything at
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby, and brought it back to her and helped her cut it, and then she didn't have enough time to sew it, and I still didn't know how
Uh,
to sew, so I was like, okay, I have to find somebody then. And luckily my dad knows a really great seamstress, and so I took it to her, and I think she's like 78 or
Wow.
something. And so took it to her, and this was right before, I think it was a week before the cosplay, or not cosplay, but a
Mhm.
convention, Comic Palooza in Houston, and I was gonna go first time ever as Vert Wheeler, and so we got it done. I gave it to them. I said, "Here's the template. I have no idea how to make this, but I guess
Right.
let's do it," sort of. And I also got them to do the back print, which is a
Oh,
screen
nice.
print. So I gave them like a square of
Yeah.
material, and then they screen printed the logo on there that I made, and then cut it out, stuck it on the back, and so they actually did all the sewing work, and like that's why it looks so good, is because they really know what they're
Nice.
doing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what I was doing, and like I said, I just drew out the template. I just got apparently the right people together, and we got
Right.
it done. And I think in total it costed. I think the jacket was like $50 on Amazon. The materials was probably like $30 or $40. And then the screen print was
Oh,
$100, by
geez.
the way, because there's only
Yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
You got to
it's
do it
only
in bulk to
one,
get the
and
bulk pricing. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So that was $100, and then plus the work of sewing was probably would have costed $100. So probably around like $300 for a jacket
Right.
like that.
But
And
that's cool. It's really one off then. So
yeah, it's truly
yeah.
one off, and that's why everyone is on Redbubbles. Like they'll message me after they buy something. Where can I buy the jacket?
uh,
I'm like, I just can't do it. Okay, guys, I don't think you understand. That was like a total
right.
one off, lucky shot back in 2018 when I
Oh,
made
damn.
it. The persons have retired now
Uh,
that did it. So I really truly have no one to
right.
go to for this thing anymore, to get the quality and stuff, because they also did the
uh-huh.
pants, because I also got the pants done, which were like, really the pants are
Hmm.
pretty easy. You can get some cargo pants as well on Amazon that look really close actually, and just do the light blue
Right.
striping, since there's not too
Yeah.
much there. And then yeah, that's sort of how that happened. But yeah, the jacket was super cool. Everyone loves it every
Yeah.
time, and it's just one of those things though that I'm like, man, if Hot Wheels knew what they
Right.
were doing, they would make a
Yeah.
jacket like this instantly. People would be buying this thing off the shelves. I mean, I get off, like, everyone asks me about it still today. I'm like, it's been 5 years. I'm like, I've stated in every single thing that people ask me, I can't do it again at the
right.
moment, or just like, I haven't had the chance to figure out who to find to do it
Yeah.
anymore, because I really don't know how to sew, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's super cool. I know. I even as a kid, I've always thought about yeah, cosplaying for Acceleracers, or just all the team gear that they had looks so cool. Especially all the
Yes,
Teku stuff
yeah.
and like the Wave Ripper stuff, so cool. But yeah, it's tough. I think back in the day, Hot Wheels released like a pajama set that was like a overall set, right, for like World Race. Yeah, and
Oh
like
yeah,
that's the most we
yeah.
got. We're not getting any more than that. But
Yeah,
I think yeah,
right.
probably the days of them going after like a 100% merchandise look for like promoting something. Because nowadays I don't feel
Hmm.
like I see Hot Wheels lunchboxes anymore or stuff like that. Like the theme
Yeah.
really isn't all there on everything the way they used to be. But it would be super cool. I'd be super into it. A lot of what we build for cosplay isn't cloth based, so there's not a lot of sewing on our end. It's all
Right, right,
glue and
right.
foam and paint. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you would be so. I guess you could build helmets
yes,
then for people if they
yeah.
wanted helmets. I don't know. There is a bit of going on. So I've been working with some people. We're trying to make some helmet stuff. Not gonna say who to keep it down low, but there's a lot of helmet work being done already, and I'm just super shocked. I mean, like all the Teku
Yeah.
helmets and stuff. The easy helmets are the World Race ones. Those are just
Right.
standard helmets you could probably buy at a store, but the Teku ones are all like
Right,
weird and
right, all
wacky. You got
fancy.
Scirocco's helmet with this like this giant, like, what the heck is this thing, like it's like that doesn't go there, but
Yeah.
okay, we're fine with it. Like we got Vert's chops,
Yeah.
he looks like he has chops or something. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would think people would try to commission like Metal Maniacs
Mhm.
gear, because I mean they have like the, was it Taro's like
Oh yeah.
chain
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything, and then like Marky's like giant, what is it, his
Oh
shoulder
yeah.
knee, like
The
the
knee
the
pads,
knee
right?
pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like all the big knee pads and stuff. I could totally see
Yeah.
that being something that people might want. So would people be able, or would you ever offer that as a service at some point? I know that's really
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. You know,
So,
we've actually built cosplay before as on commission for people. Like, we've had somebody who was filming a movie commission us
ooh,
to
wow.
build him a big like suit that was supposed to be like Power Ranger style, where they merge into the big
Oh
robot. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
we built
yeah.
something like that for somebody who's filming a film before. But 100%, if anybody's doing cosplay and they need like armor pads or stuff like that, that's not fabric necessarily. Yeah, we're totally open to doing that.
You're right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, there you go, fans. I'm telling you guys, this guy is the guy to go to. I don't know what we're doing, We got so many amazing customizers out here. I was just talking about how
Mhm.
overused. I'm gonna be having a video on him soon. He sent me so many like new things. I think he just sent me this
Yes,
ring,
the Wheel of Power ring. Yeah,
because
that's
like
sick. I've
yeah, the
seen
Wheel of
those.
Power
Yeah, yeah,
ring.
yeah.
It's just crazy. Like I just think it's wild. Like our imaginations are literally finally able to match with our
Yeah,
skills, I guess, or the skill is finally able to match with the
yeah.
imagination. So we're having things that are brand new come out of the woodwork, like what you're doing and what Overused is doing, what Metro
Mhm.
is doing, and what Acceleracers Customs is doing with the Nolo
Yeah,
necklace, and what Acceleron Customs is doing with. I mean, there's just
yeah,
so
yeah.
many. I mean, how many custom makers are there? There's like twenty
Right, right.
thousand at
And
this point.
everybody's
I've
got their own
lost
little
count.
thing that they're doing, which I think is really cool. Like who was making
Right.
the actual physical Accelerachargers? The
That's
Was it
Oh wait.
Acceleracers
Oh no
Customs?
wait. Maybe that's Oh, I'm mixing
Right,
people
right.
up. I think. Hold up. You know what I mean? Oh, so Sorry, Acceleron
Oh, okay.
Customs. I'm so
Accelerant Customs.
sorry. Makes the Nolo
Yes.
necklace. Acceleracers Customs makes the
Yeah,
Accelerachargers.
yeah, yeah.
So there we go. There we go. So that's. I'm so sorry, guys. You guys gotta get some more unique names, maybe. But I understand
Right.
why, because every time you Google Acceleracers Customs, it's a lot easier to
Yeah,
get noticed. I understand.
yeah,
No problems there.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just so funny. Just oh my gosh, the amount of amazing work. And now there's artists
Right.
too. I just bought like an amazing looking
Mhm.
poster of the Diora 2 from some guy, Eric. Let me see, what is it? Eric
Mm.
Stenstra. Eric Stenstra in Canada. Super amazing, like really unique artwork. Mixes Japanese and like very, I guess, postmodern look, but it's also like it still looks
Oh,
like the
nice. I
car
want to
and
see
everything.
that.
So there's a lot of metal work.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'll definitely
yeah,
send it to
yeah.
you then. His page on Instagram,
That's
super
pretty cool.
amazing
Yeah,
stuff.
that's the crazy thing
So
about the community. When that's why to me it feels a little bit like I'm kind of half in, half out because I don't consider myself like an acceleration specialist. That's not all I do.
yeah,
But the stuff that I've released and the stuff that I put out, it's crazy to me like how well received it's been and how excited people get over it.
mm-hmm.
And then the more involved I am in the community, the more I'm seeing, people making all this crazy stuff, the Accelerachargers, Tone's necklace, right?
Yeah,
All of this stuff. And I'm like, wow, like I can't believe, the community is this active and we have this many people who are kind of
right,
they have their fingers in every part of the pot, right? So we're getting a lot of cool stuff. We're
right,
getting a lot of cool stuff.
right. It's amazing. You buy any merch yet from my store? No.
I don't buy a lot of Accelerator stuff for
I'm
myself.
smart.
I've seen the Accelerchargers and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. But I'm the
Yeah,
type of person who window shops. I look at it, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. And I'm over here selling off my own stuff that I'm building. So
right. Hey, I mean, how else are you gonna make a profit? Otherwise, it's all coming in and
yeah,
going out
yeah.
immediately. Oh man, that's great. I think one thing I was gonna ask you: would you ever do a Teku like based livery on the Lotus, or is it
Actually,
just staying? You don't
funny
want to
that you
do
bring
something
that
like
up.
that.
I've been really thinking about wrapping it blue and going chicane style with it. And
Mm.
the body style is pretty similar.
Oh,
They're
okay.
mid engine cars, and
Yeah,
the way the window wraps around looks a lot like chicane. How it's just one big orange piece, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I've been
yeah.
thinking about it, but a part of me also I love red cars, so it's hard for me to
Ah,
shake that. I'm just like,
you got to maybe get an
yeah, yeah.
original one. Get an
Yeah, yeah,
original
yeah.
look.
But that'd be super
Oh
cool.
man,
I've always thought, and we
that's
see
great.
people like wrapping their cars in Teku style. There was a FRZ 86, an orange
Yeah.
one that somebody wrapped like synchro. So super cool. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yeah. I think someone wrapped again. What's with the Camaros and Power Rage?
Camaro,
A
yeah,
Power Rage
yeah.
Camaro. I know we're just those darn Camaros. No offense, guy, man. Your thing looks clean. It's always funny that
Right.
we keep bringing up
Yeah.
Camaros with Hot Wheels. they just love their darn Hot Wheels and Camaros.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. So do you ever go to track events then? I've seen some of your posts. I know you do a little bit. Do you take the Lotus on
Yeah,
track
yeah.
days and such?
I have two cars, so the Lotus and an MR2. Actually, this is a scale model of my MR2, so this is pretty much what the car looks like. Yeah,
Oh
I built
wow.
this as a
Oh
replica,
sick.
but the car is currently down for some maintenance,
Whoa.
so I won't get that back for a little while.
That is
Yeah,
sweet looking
yeah,
though. What
yeah.
the heck? I've
Yeah,
never
so
seen that.
I try to have the MR2 as my track car since it's more of a project and it has a motor swap, so it's a little bit easier to race. The Lotus is
Mm.
supposed to be my daily, but since the MR2's been gone for a few months now, it's getting work done. I've tracked the Lotus a few times. Not really good for it. Sorry, I think we not super good for it just because it overheats a lot and California's always hot and
Uh,
it's tough to
that's true.
consistently
Yeah.
race that car. But yeah, no, for sure, it's a lot of fun.
Hmm.
I do consider myself like a very all in, like everything cars I will be into. So for sure, I guess that's why Accelerations has always been, always will be a big part of my life.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Well, let's do a speed round then. And because I know we're on
Hmm.
50 minutes, which is a
Yeah,
pretty good
yeah.
amount of time, actually. We've been doing pretty good here. Let's say, what is your favorite Hot Wheels car?
Oh, Dior too.
All right. And then, favorite Acceleracers character?
Hmm. Uh, Probably Kurt. I will die on my
Mm.
hill that Kurt is so well written in Acceleration and World Race. I think Kurt probably has the most nuanced character arc, going from the spy in World
Mm.
Race, right, to reconciling with Marky at the end of World Race, and then his
Yeah.
the whole arc between him and Marky in Acceleracers was so dark and so deep for a kids show, right? Like when you really
Right.
think about it, it's like, oh my
Right.
god, they really went into like the themes about a little brother being in prison and what that does to like a brother relationship.
Mm.
That it's crazy to me that they did that for Acceleracers. When as 8-year old me is watching that stuff and not really getting it, but now growing up,
Yeah.
yeah, I really like Kurt. I think at the end, especially that ultimate race was a lot about him and what it meant for him to save Marky. Amazingly written character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. He's on the cover, even though Vert
Yeah,
races the
yeah, yeah.
ultimate
That's
race.
true, huh?
Oh, that's funny. And then, lastly, what is your favorite custom?
Ooh.
Because there's a lot out there, and this could be anybody's
Yeah.
custom or one of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
own.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the first thing that I thought of when you said that. I don't remember who built it. I know they're on Reddit, but I don't remember if it was one of the big guys that we know. There's a 164 custom
Hmm.
Dior 2, Teku style, but he built it. There's a picture of it at a show, and it has gold instead of orange. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about. Like the little.
The
It was
show.
at a diecast show, and he has.
Oh, at the Hot Wheels
Was it at the Hollywood
convention.
Convention?
At Hot Wheels convention.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah. Oh, I can't
beautifully
remember
built.
his
Yeah,
name.
beautifully built custom. I remember just looking at all the details, like, oh
Hmm.
my god, it was hard. I was thinking like it's hard for me to get those details on like 1/18 scale, but he literally got
Yeah,
it pinpoint on that 164 scale Dior,
yeah.
and I remember the gold that he threw in instead of the orange just made it pop so good. I was literally thinking even when I was building
Right.
one of my 1/18 Dioras, I'm like, oh, maybe I should substitute the orange for some gold. It looked pretty cool.
The
Yeah,
gold.
I just remember thinking it was such a cool
Yeah,
custom. Yeah, yeah, I really liked it.
man, that's sweet. I think I don't. I think he actually won that event with a different one of his
Yes,
customs. It was the Datsun
with multiple
510,
colors.
and he did it like
Yes,
with
I remember. I
yes,
remember.
yes, yes. So
That's
that's
the
the
same
same
guy. That's
guy.
the guy. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I cannot remember his name for the
Right,
life of me. Honestly, like it wasn't someone that was well known
right.
beforehand. I think he became well known because
Yeah.
of that, and it was just like, I do want to ask, would you ever
Oh,
go?
sorry,
Oh,
my
you
cat is
okay?
being mischievous.
Oh, oh, okay, cat. Well, I was gonna ask, would you ever go to one of those diecast competition things, like at Hot Wheels convention? Because I know they do have that in
Yeah.
LA this year. Happens probably after the first
Hmm.
Legends tour, but it happens during the second Legends
Hmm.
tour in California. So they have two. So it probably would happen during the second one. Would you ever enter, your custom
Yeah,
Zero
100%.
2?
I would love to go. I love shows like that, and it's kind of hard to find them. The model community is a little bit scattered. We don't really have like, especially because
Yeah.
a lot of it's overseas and a lot of it's international. So trying to find people that you
Mm-hmm.
connect with, especially locally, is kind of hard for that stuff. Did you go to the Hot Wheels show, the Diecast show, last one?
So no, not Hollis Convention. Because I would have had to fly back out to LA,
Yeah,
and that was
yeah,
not it.
yeah.
Because we barely had enough money the
Right.
first time. Um, but yeah, I remember seeing that, and as well as I think they raffled off a 24/7
Oh, sick.
prototype from World
Nice.
Race, and I think it sold for like
Wow.
$900 or
Holy
something.
moly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was like, ah, it's not fair. I want some more. I wish, because that's where like the Hot Wheels community sort of is, even though it's sort of under the radar. They're not
Yeah,
online
yeah,
anywhere practically. They have like a website that looks like it's from
yeah.
1992, and it's like, guys, I didn't even think this was a real
Right.
thing until like I see these pictures and images of people that are already established in the community enough in the diecast world that they know where to go
Yeah.
for this stuff. It's all that like hearsay, word
Right,
of
right.
mouth. And it's sort of a little annoying because I'm like, it makes it hard for us new guys to
Yeah,
get in. It's
yeah.
like, hey, remember Highway 35? And they're like, what the heck are you on about?
Right.
We need more
Yeah.
representation there to show how good you guys are. Because I think y'all's custom work is some of the best out there, and in comparison with like some of the pros. I'm like, bro, the pros got nothing on us, and we're in our
Right,
20s over
yeah.
here, and we're just making stuff based off of the stuff
Yeah,
we loved as
exactly.
kids, and we learned Adobe Illustrator and all that through this, and that's why we make
Yeah,
T-shirts and everything, and that's why it's just amazing. And I think we'll end
yeah.
on that. Um, where can people find you
So
to buy your stuff, commission you,
Su
follow you?
SuparRobo obviously is the website. So super as with an A instead of an E, SUPAR, robo.com. All my builds are there, all my custom work is there. So definitely check that out. A lot of the blog posts will be kind of long, so hope you like to read. But I
I
build
do.
it.
I do
Yeah, I
read them.
build those blog posts out specifically in a ways to help people get into it. So if they were thinking like, oh, I want to build a custom
Mm-hmm.
viewer too, what does that take? I want it to be pretty
Yeah.
easy for them to figure out by reading the post, because I kind of go through the step by step process of how you take it apart, what's involved, what kind of work goes into making the decals and things like that. So
Right.
the main goal, I guess, is to get more people into it. So we can all kind of be in the hobby together, right? Other than that, I'm on Instagram. It's just my name at Thomas Zwang. I'll give it to you later, or you can link it there. That's more for my personal
Yep.
stuff and more for just my regular cars, my MR2 and my Lotus. A lot of content there, but definitely a lot of my Acceleracers work. I'm very active on the Acceleracers Reddit, so really, really cool
Heck yeah.
community there. So anytime I'm building anything new, you'll definitely see it there.
That's awesome. And what is your Reddit name? Because I still don't really understand why it's different. Can you explain it real fast? And you can
Yeah.
say it because I don't know, man.
Happy Dankmoss is my Reddit user because I think I joined Reddit around Christmas and it was a really dank Christmas. So happy Dankmoss.
There you go. That's why I was genuinely like, this has wait. I don't understand.
It's not
You
Acceleracers.
really had to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
part of. You really had to be there for it.
Exactly.
That's what
Yeah.
it was. Well, you can find me on every social media imaginable practically: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Just look up JayCee squared. That's JayCee squared, JayCee squared. And please, 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 please give this 5-star review, podcast reviewing on Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening, because it really helps the show, and we want to get this out to as many Diecast fans and to as many Hot Wheels Accelerators fans as there are out there. Thank you, special thanks to the members who have been supporting me directly. Those are El Seg, Accelerace, Ratchet RPG01, Roto the Dragon Lord, and Citrus 3. Thank you guys so much, and with your support, you guys are definitely the OGs and the MVPs of the channel. Anything else to add, Thomas,
No,
before we
thank you for
go?
having me. This is really fun. Really cool to be more involved in the community. So super, super awesome. Hopefully, we'll
Yeah.
see you again out here in California.
Oh man, I hope so. I really do. And I'm just glad that I was able to highlight you because I think more people need to know about these guys because sometimes they just see a picture and they don't know the guys
Right.
behind it. And I want people to know who's behind
Yeah.
this stuff, because you guys are literally so patient and meticulous, and you make everything look
Yeah,
so
I saw
good.
you had
And we just have
yeah,
to
I
thank
saw you
you.
had Metrometrics on here before, so awesome that you're getting everybody together and
Yeah.
getting the community known. That's really cool.
Exactly. Trying to get those people
Yeah.
out there. Probably have some Hot Wheels official guests maybe at some point. That'd be really amazing. Hot Wheels, just come out, and, we'll make something happen. And with that, we will say goodbye. All right, peace out. Have a good one. This has been the Squared Corner Podcast. Music composed by Steve Rocket. Video and audio recording by Riverside.fm. Video and audio editing by JayCee Squared. Logo art by Miguel Martinez. And lastly, supported by you, the viewer. Thank you.